Hello and welcome, guys. We're gonna try and get the damn stream to work. Here we go. Come on. Come on, OBS. You can do it. There we go. We got it. We got it. Welcome back, guys. I took a couple of days off trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And yeah, I've been watching a little bit of Quill 18's live stream and YouTube of his new Dwarf Fortress campaign, and it really kind of just got me all excited. And Dwarf Fortress is just so awesome. So yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and play some Dwarf Fortress. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what Dwarf Fortress is, it is kind of exactly what it sounds. It's a fortress for dwarves. Yeah, like that's what we're gonna do. Maybe some of you guys have played Banished, or man, I can't think of what it's called. See, now I just had it in my head, and it's gonna drive me insane if I don't know what it is. Okay, come on. I'm looking up my phone. Playlists. RimWorld. RimWorld is a lot like Dwarf Fortress, or yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Dwarf Fortress is kind of like a base building game, but it's probably one of the deepest games. The deepest, like, well-known of like the roguelike games. You never know what you're going to get with Dwarf Fortress. So, yeah. The game is really complicated. The UI is really tough to learn. But once you kind of get past all that, the game is just amazing. So, you know what? Let's just hop right in. Also, made by two guys. Just two. Pretty amazing. And they've been working on it forever. And it's still an alpha, so the never-ending alpha. They were doing never-ending alpha before there was never-ending alpha. So that's pretty awesome. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new world. The way the game works is you create like a world in which to live first. There's been blah 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 blah. Instability is to be expected, so we might have crashes. Okay. You can kind of choose. It's just like any other game where you can kind of choose like what you can do with the world. Let's just say, for those of you who've played Stellaris, you can say like, oh, I want to have a universe this big and have them spaced out and have it be a spiral or versus a cloud or whatever. This is similar. So we have, a tiny world, a small one, and then it goes up to medium and large. So you can see like it goes by 129, 65, 33, 17. So that just means like how big the world is. I'm going to go with a medium, and it also like determines on how long it's going to take. Let's see. History. So this game records everything. Everything is recorded. Ever. So like everything that ever happened from year 0 to year whatever you go to is recorded. And even as you're playing, the history of the world is being recorded. So like wars, like great heroes dying, kings rising up, just all that stuff is being recorded. Like while you're playing, and like it's recorded up to like whenever you're done, or whenever you're going to start. So I think we're going to go with medium. Number of civilizations, we're going to go with medium. That's just how many civilizations spawn. Number of sites, I think that is how many distinct places can exist. I want to say that might be density. I actually don't know about that one. Okay, we're going to skip that. Number of beasts, that just means how dangerous the world is in general. If you put that on very high, you'd have, extremely dangerous places all over the place. We're just going to keep it on medium. Savagery is kind of like the same thing. It's more of like the general sense of the world. Number of beasts is I think we're talking about forgotten beasts here, where these are extremely, extremely powerful creatures that can basically one-shot your dwarves if they're not skilled or have no armor. Savagery is more like kind of how much in general how evil the world is. And then we have minerals. That's pretty self-explanatory. And that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and get this thing going. So I just hit Y. Maybe. Yeah, gonna hit Y. No. Why is Y not working? Okay, I have this selected, yes? Why is Y not working? Enter? Did I hit something? Oh, that's why. I had caps locks on. That would do it. So something else I have on that I'm going to turn down just a tiny little bit is called Sound Sense. So this game comes with all sorts of plugins. And one of them is Sound Sense, which just has all these, a giant database of sounds that play along with the game. And Sound Sense has some other stuff too. But I figured if I'm going to play the game, I better have Sound Sense. Okay, that was pretty crazy. I think it's randomizing the world, maybe? So you can see all the things that are happening here. And that's civilizations rising up and building and crashing down and fighting and heroes dying and heroes becoming heroes and all the civilizations being built. You can have different types of civilizations. You can have goblins, you can have humans, you can have elves, and you can have dwarves. I don't think there's anything else to my knowledge. I don't think so. So, as you can see, you got the figures in history. You have the dead, how many events have happened. So it's recording all of these events. And I actually, you almost get your own wiki of your world as one of the pieces of, it's kind of like one of the add-ons. But yeah, as you can tell, there's some pretty cool music that comes along with Sound Sense. So that's pretty neat. That actually took me forever to download last night. That's why I couldn't stream. It's because Sound Sense took... It's 350 megs of sounds, and it was going about 50 kilobytes a second. So it took me about 3 hours to get that all installed and downloaded and all that stuff. So you'll notice that this isn't going to be what our world looks like where we settle. We're going to settle in one little tiny spot right here. Or right over here, or wherever. We could go into a glacier or something like that. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's the great thing about this game is there's just so much outside of your tiny little fortress that you're gonna build that's going on, and it's it could impact you. It might not. You might have people invade you, right next to where you are. I remember a game. Let's see, I'm trying to remember the last game I played. I got invaded by 40 super decked out goblins, and they just came and ransacked my base. They just destroyed all of my dwarves. Even in the dwarves that had some armor and weapons and stuff, against 40 goblins that are stacked to the teeth. Armed to the teeth, just destroyed my whole... I think I had 90 dwarves, and they all died. And that's the thing, is like something like, let's say you have two dwarves that are married and one of them dies, the other one might go into a tantrum and like start killing people, like killing the rest of your dwarves, and then you get like what's called a tantrum spiral, where like, oh, okay, he killed, so this person died, and then the wife went crazy and started killing other dwarves, and that the wife killed someone else's spouse, and then the other spouse goes crazy and start killing. It's called the tantrum spiral, and then that's pretty much uh, the end of your fortress. So there's just like a billion different ways uh, your fortress can end, and that's what this game's all about. It's about having fun. The game is about having fun. That's something that you will never stop seeing, is the fun in this game. I remember the first time I played, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have the best I'm gonna have the best fortress. I'm never gonna get attacked. And it's like, that's not fun. How boring is that? Like, I picked like the most docile place on the planet, and like nothing happened. Yeah, I built a fortress, and it probably was good for my first fortress, but like now, I got attacked by the goblins, like in my last one. That was fun. That was cool. I had like siege weapons set up to go like kill the goblins. They they were coming in. I killed like half of them. But I mean, when they're that strong, there isn't much you can do. So, and there's all sorts of different things you can set up traps. You can have like attack dogs. You can have just all sorts of different crazy stuff. And the monsters that can spawn in this, monsters are just like the amount of monsters that can spawn, like different kinds of monsters. It's a lot. We'll just say a lot. There's a lot of different kinds of monsters that can spawn in this game. What else? What else happens in this game? There's this thing called the circus, which, if you dig too deeply and greedily, you will find the circus. And the circus is where like all the clowns and the lions and tigers live. And it's a place of fun. It's a place of great fun. Probably the most fun you can have in the game, I would say. Probably. There's magma. Like there's what's called the magma layer. You can almost think of it as like Minecraft, where like you get down to a certain level, and like that's kind of where like the lava field spawns. This game is a lot like that, where you get down to a certain level and you'll have like kind of a lava field. And you can actually use the lava field to make magma furnaces. Like normally furnaces you need like coal to burn. Well, with a magma furnace you don't need coal at all. You can just place your magma furnace right over the top of where the magma is. You like build like a platform. You place your magma furnace right over the top of that. Boom. You've got yourself a furnace that never needs fuel. Pretty cool, but I mean you have to go down to the magma layer, which is dangerous because things can spawn there. So it puts your dwarves at risk. You never know what's gonna happen. There's also underground caverns that can spawn. Now let's say we go and we embark up here where there's no trees. Like we're on a glacier. There's no trees. There's no vegetation. What we can do to get wood is to dig down to the cavern layer. Also, in a glacier, there's going to be no water. There's going to be like no standing water. It's just going to be all perma frozen. So that's also where you can get water, is in the cavern, like the cavern layer. The problem is that it's dangerous. The cavern layer is dangerous. There's things that can spawn in there and go kill your dwarves, like giant spiders and flying heads with wings and all sorts of different stuff. You never know what you're going to find. Now you can tell that my my computer is probably like maxing out on all of its CPUs because this game is doing so many calculations. You see how like quick the first years were, but this is just it's doing so many calculations that it's slowed down quite a bit. Um, what we might do is just end it. We'll probably hit enter around year 200. I'll kind of just uh, keep on going, talking about the game. You'll see, like, I mean, you're going to assume, like, okay, we got a river right here, you know? We have forest, or, like, maybe savanna or something like, well, no, savanna is going to be more like this yellow color. This is probably forest. I mean, you have mountains. So this purple stuff is going to be savagery. Now, that means that there's going to be things that you're going to have more likely things that are going to spawn and want and be hostile towards your dwarves. Now, as far as like the black stuff goes, I don't know what that is. I don't think I've ever settled in the black. This stuff right here, where it's kind of like the ohm symbol, is civilizations. Like all that's civilizations. So this is all civilizations. This is all civilizations. Oh wait, no. Well, this is all like the mountain range. You have rivers, just like all sorts of different things. I'm not sure exactly what this is. It might be like a shallows or something like that. Now, I don't think you can embark on the water, to my knowledge. So you have to embark on land. I don't think dwarves like the water very much. They're like cats. They don't like the water. They don't like being in the water a whole lot. Let's see. What else is there? Yeah, there's just a little bit of stuff up here. There's different places where you can embark that will have like minerals. And like the mineral like crafting system is really, really deep in this game. There's a lot of different kinds of workshops. I know that. I think there has to be at least 30, I want to say. Maybe not 30, maybe 20. There's a lot. And the things you can do with all these workshops, like you can build a lot of different types of things. Some workshops you can build a lot of different types of things. Some workshops you can make one thing with. You can get caravans. Depending on where you settle and what type of relationship your parent civilization has with other civilizations, you can get different types of caravans. You can get elven caravans. You can get... I don't think you can get goblin caravans. I don't think I've ever seen that. That might be a thing. I don't know. You can definitely get elven caravans, which is going to have like a lot of wooden things, like wooden crossbows and wooden bins and stuff like that. You can get human caravans, which I would assume they have like more food and like regular weapons like bows and stuff like that. I would assume that elven caravans have that stuff too. And then you can get dwarven caravans. Now, let's say that like as soon as you embark, your civilization dies. Well, that means you're not going to get any caravans from your parent civilization. You could get 0 caravans. Now, caravans can be really important because let's say we embark somewhere that doesn't have any iron. Well, then, okay, I'm going to pause this right here. I'm going to say we're gonna go with the year 200. I probably should have just done that to begin with. It's going to let me do it. Yeah? Did you stop? Now do I have to hit escape? No, let's just keep on going. Right? Are you going to stop? Let's see if it goes to year 2000 or 205. Yeah, it's just going to keep on going. We might have to wait until it gets to 250. For some reason, it doesn't want to stop. So what? Let's see. What else? Yeah. So caravans. Those are really important. Usually, what you can do with the elven and human caravans is just take all their stuff and not give them anything in return. It is good to trade with the dwarven caravans, though. So trading, well, trading in this game, there's no like actual currency. It's just like all on a bartering system. So we want to have a lot of things that are worth a lot of value. So when the caravan comes, we can trade them and get a lot of stuff back. There's no like, oh, I'm going to give you 30 gold coins, and you just keep those 30 gold coins. It's like, I'm going to give you 24 golden goblets, and you're going to give me, 3 horses. And that's how the trading system works. There's no like currency at all. There is kind of like a imaginary currency, I guess, to say like, oh, well, I think these goblets are worth this much, and then the trader's like, oh, well, I think these horses are worth this much, and usually you give the trader like a better deal. Like, your golden goblets are going to be worth more than the horses, but you're still like, the golden goblets don't do anything for you, but maybe the horses do, or the llamas, or the swords, or whatever you're getting from the trader. So, I mean, that's, yeah, obviously how trading works. But let's see, what else? What else is there in this game? Oh, also, if you're ever thinking about playing this game, I would very much suggest looking up the Lazy Noob Pack. Yeah, it's the lazy. It's called that, but really, it's a bunch of things that help you play the game, and it helps you just like learn how to play. Like I would suggest that anyone that would play this for the first time, do not use the base game. The base game is for veteran players and also for masochists, I would say. Masochists is probably the best way to put it. Props to those guys that can play the very base game and don't use any add-ons. That, props to you. That's pretty amazing. But there's all these helper tools that we can use to make the game a little less tedious. Because let's say we start out with 7 dwarves, and the thing is like, well, what happens when you have 150 dwarves? You don't want to assign them to do like every task manually. You want the game to kind of take care of that for you. Now, they've kind of built stuff in to the base game, but there's things called DF hack, which you're not actually hacking. It's just like a thing that helps you kind of run your fortress. You can hack with it, but I'm not going to. There's a thing called Dwarf Therapist, which kind of gives you a list of all your dwarves and like what kind of things they're good at. All right, let's see. Do I have this up? No. Dwarf Therapist. Now, nothing's loaded up yet because we don't have any dwarves. You see 000 dwarves. And eventually we'll connect and we'll see all of our dwarves. Yada, yada, yada. And there's like a lot of different skills. I want to say 60, maybe more, 60 different skills that the dwarves can like level up in. And so it just kind of gives you an idea of like, oh, how many good miners do I have? How many good weaponsmiths do I have? That kind of thing. So, yeah. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost to 250. I should have just hopped into my other game that I created last night. But then I wouldn't be able to talk about all this stuff. And, yeah. Let's see. There's animals in this game. So, your dwarves can adopt animals. You can have, like, there's all sorts of different animals. You can have, like, guinea pigs. You can have, turkeys. You can have all sorts of different things. I think anything that can be domesticated can be adopted by a dwarf. Now, those things you can't kill. Now, you can have, like, like a mule or something like that, and you can kill it for food, right? Well, you can't like technically kill someone's like pet llama. That person will go crazy and rampage, and you wouldn't need to anyway. Like the llama doesn't do anything. Um, the only thing that's different, the only animal that isn't adopted by dwarves is cats. Cats do the adopting. Cats choose their owners. The dwarves don't choose cats. It's the other way around, just like in real life, that kind of thing. So animals, like any grazing animals, need to have like a pasture and like actual grass and stuff. So if I embarked up in the glacier, or like on top of a mountain where there's no grass or trees or shrubbery or anything like that, what you can do is you can dig down to the cavern, and what that will do is there's like grass and shrubbery down in the cavern itself. And what that will do is that will release the spores up into your fortress. And if you have like clay or loam or sand or something like that, those spores will actually seed into like an enclosed like cavern. So pretty cool. All right, we're loaded in. Cool. All right, so let's have a look around. Now, can I go? Yeah. Okay, I can travel around here. So this is our possible map. So it looks like we could only see like this much of it, but there's a lot more down at the bottom here. Now, where do we want to go? Okay, also, every place gets a name. So if we're looking at the high continent, so this is the high continent here. This whole thing. Now if we go over here, this is the continent of geniuses. Now let's go one more to the left. Now you can kind of follow my cursor around here. It's the blinking X. But if you can't see it, I'll try to do my best to kind of circle it with my mouse here. This is the Scalded Land, and then like you can see the sub like holding their sub places of each one. So content of geniuses. So it must be like, oh, okay. So when you scroll over something that's like an actual civilization, it'll say Dwarven Mountain Halls of Excolian. So that's just another thing that's really cool about this game. So this is the Dark Goblin Pits of Uspungsugnek. So that's goblins. So you can tell that like the purple is goblins, the ohm symbol is going to be dwarves. I think this is a tower. Okay, so it's a fortress. All right, the pi symbol is a fortress. Is this a tower? Elven Fortress. The Dark Elven Fortress. So this is an elven place right in here. I think this is more elven. Content of genius. I'm not sure what. It might be like hills or something like that. Okay, let's have a look up in here. Let's have a look over what this is here. The Noiseless Continent, Dunes of Saucony. So that must be dunes. Closed duned. Okay. Okay, what is this over here? So this is all swamp. This area right here, all swamp. Where do we want to go? Where would we like to go? Where do we want to put our civilization? There is a way to see all of the different civilizations. That is another part of the Lazy New Pack. So if we look at the Lazy New Pack, I think it is... let's see. Perfect world. What does this do? Okay, no, that's not it. ISO world. Is this it? No, it's isometric map. That's not what I want. Minecraft level? Oh, huh. That's kind of cool. So that's the 3D vision, which is kind of like Stone Sense. World viewer? I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But there's a way to see all of the different civilizations, like in the map itself. Whoops. Okay, let's go here. Okay, I don't know what the default is. I'd say that's probably it right there. Oh no, my internet's taking a poop. Really? Okay, you gonna be alright? Okay. I think we're back to being okay now. Yeah, I guess my internet took a poop for just 1 second. But it's back now. Hopefully that didn't happen while I was talking. No, god damn it.